Alright guys, it is Friday the 13th, September 13th. Please excuse my voice. I got a cold a few days ago and I've been talking at work all day, every day this week, and I've officially lost my voice. But anyway, I left you last week on the 28-acre farm. I was pulling those cards that have been cooking since June, and we got the Cuddy Link system set up there. It's a spot that I'm thinking about for youth season. The beans are getting hammered, and so I'm just getting around to going through these cards and just taking a look at them. We're going to see what's popping up on this farm. What's that one? That's Tony. See, we've been getting Tony across after he shed velvet on the river bottom, and it's a buck that Rye thought about shooting last year. You know, we had him come by us in the Poseidon set. He threw these really cool kickers off of his bases this year, and he's at least a 6-year-old. We got big plans for this weekend. Oh, look at that. That's Tiki. Tiki, he has that little curl on the back of his G2. I had one set of pictures of him on the river bottom farm this year. As I mentioned last week, I'm pretty far behind on getting the farms ready, so we got a big weekend ahead. We're gonna get some redneck blinds out. We're gonna mount them to the 10-foot stands and carry them out there with the tractor, and get some trailer blinds out, get stuff shifted around for youth season. I don't know what deer that is, but that's a nice looking tin. There he is. There's Tiki. He's a 6x5 this year. Yeah, it's definitely him. All right, that's the end of this camera. I'm gonna finish going through these cards, and if there's anything different on the other 3 cards, then we'll flash them up on the screen. But tomorrow's a big day. We're gonna try to knock out a bunch of work this weekend. That's pretty good. Make it pointing down a little bit at the food plot. Pins that stick through, pin them from the bottom.
Wait, so...
Pin them right here. Basically, we're gonna hook the cable. This goes to the auger. Cable goes up there, and then you can stick a screwdriver in here and tighten this down, and that's how you bind the whole thing. Exactly. And then kind of hand tighten. All right.
Did it work?
Yeah. Hold the button down, pull back. Go do the other one, please. Come out of the deep ravine off to the north, work their way up the little finger. And when they come into the main body of the plot, we'll have a 25-yard shot. All right, you hammer those in. I'm gonna hammer these 2 in. We'll see who does it faster.
Ooh.
Can I enter into this competition?
Get out of here.
All right,
You ready?
Maybe.
go.
I'll give you 3 big hits. You better swing it. You're gonna move your hand out of the way. Yes, go. Come on, like this. Hammer it. Swing it. Let's go.
Mike has a heavier hammer. This is not a fair fight.
I win! I finished first.
You got any deer on your radar this year?
No, but I want some.
Marty.
Give me a bargain.
What do you think about Marty?
I want to kill that boy. Because he evaded me once, never do it again. It's killed him.
He was actually on camera last night.
Show me. Hot.
Look at that belly.
Oh, big fat papa. I'm like,
Well, it is Saturday, September 14th, and we just got back out to the new farm and set up our first redneck blind. That's the goal today, getting some of these rednecks out. And we spent the morning back at the house mounting them to the 10-foot stands. I didn't want to mount them ahead of time just because the wind, if the wind kicks up and knocks them over. So we got them mounted, the 3 of them mounted this morning, and we're going to get them out to each respective spot. This spot is an 1.5 acres of this monster buck rut greens with cold climate, surrounded by a big CRP and a big ravine off to the north. Sets up great for a northwest wind. Gonna be a late season spot on this farm. It's gonna work well for bow hunting based on the size of the plot and the L, and I also think potentially youth season if the right buck shows up. We're still looking for the right bucks. We did spend some time velvet filming right here, and velvet filmed a couple good deer when I first got access to this property. Big wide 9 and a kind of heavy taller 10 that has a couple short G4s on the left. I'm in the process of communicating with the neighbors that have history, trying to figure out ages and which ones we want to shoot or pass. I think I'm gonna be able to do that well on this property, and look forward to working with them to manage the whole section. Are you excited for youth season?
I am very excited for youth season and archery season.
Yeah.
I really want to shoot a deer with my bow, and I'm really looking forward to that.
Yep.
So, yeah.
We got all the youth tags today for all 5 kids. We'll see how many we can get filled. And obviously Bella, we're gonna be spending some time in the tree stand archery hunting this year. And I'm still working on getting cameras out. So home farm needs to get optimized, and the river bottom farm needs to get optimized. And we'll, as you guys saw earlier, the 28-acre piece has some potential targets, but the bucks are still shifting around. So season opens next Saturday, and we'll be trying to figure that out. But we're gonna get back to the house, get another blind loaded up. We got 2 to put out on the river bottom farm today, and we're gonna see if we can get all that done.
look at the furry caterpillar.
I like it slightly angled because deer walk up out of that cottonwood thicket. You see that cottonwood thicket over there? And then we're gonna be parallel with the tree line because a ton of deer come out of there. So we're gonna have this set up for bow hunting. You know, I used to have the blind way over on this, but it was muzzleloader only because a lot of deer congregate here. We hunted here late season last year, and like we had deer.
Yeah.
So, in that big snowstorm. All right, let's get the ladder. So we're 45 yards to the field edge. That's and then it's slightly angled. So as they feed out into the field, they'll just work out in front of the blind. And we'll be able to do a few things to entice them to come into bow range, like in future years, put brassicas right in front of the blind. So we're in the merino plot. We're putting up blind number 2 for the day. I haven't been out here for a while, and it looks awesome. These are the monster buck forage beans. And you can see how dark green they still are. This is a weedy field. These beans are Roundup Ready only, and we sprayed them, you know, we sprayed the field and we sprayed once after they came up. We got a lot of ragweed in it, but that's okay for a food plot. I don't mind it too much. It does make it a little harder to film and to shoot with the taller weeds, but we'll be able to mow some lanes, but they are still very green and full of pods. Take a look at that. So there's gonna be a lot of food here. This field is the center field on the river bottom. It's 8 acres of beans. It helps us hold deer all winter. helps them get through the winter. Of course, it's great for sheds. It's setting up, it's looking good for this year, so I'm excited. We're gonna get a taller blind here. I usually hunt on trailer blind here. This is a 10-footer, and so that's gonna really help us, one, see them coming from further, you know, also just be able to film and shoot with this tall stuff. Once it defoliates and turns brown, even the weeds, it'll be a little easier. Pretty awesome.
Worked that time. What?
Hurry up. Man, my voice is getting worse and worse. I busted a window, unfortunately. I caught one of the legs in the ground and it folded the blind into the forks and busted one of the corner windows, so we got a little bit of a mess, but it never goes perfect. So here we are. Just spin to each other. These boards make this a lot easier. All right, that's good. Good work. All right, I guess you can shoot a buck.
Yeah, only maybe.
Need some water? We got some vitamin water right there. So, quick tip, I've had issues not only in the tractors, but in the blinds on some of the farms, especially these ones that are a lot of grass, getting mice into the blinds, mice into the tractor engines. So I bought some of this Just One Bite. I've had a lot of success with it, so I just break a bar off and I keep a bar in each vehicle, and I'm putting a bar in each blind as well. And if the mice get in there and eat that, they'll die, and it'll help prevent them from setting up a nest. You know, you got the carpet in there, you got the foam in there. I've had some rude surprises when I get in the blinds. There's a whole family of mice in there, and it smells like urine, and it's hard to get that out of there. So this is a good way to help prevent that.
Quick tip for the day. There's your one advantage of having a broken window.
All right, she's up. Sunday the 15th, and getting the third 10-foot blind out. So I'm out on the river bottom farm, or almost to the river bottom farm. We're setting a 10-footer up where our little Tate killed daggers last year. I just love that spot, and it's going to make a big difference to be a little higher as opposed to in a trailer. And so we're going to get this set up. We got greens, beans. It's just a killer spot right off the bedding. Show you guys the setup here at the daggers plot. Just finished getting it leveled like I like. I like it slightly leaning forward, it's like 0.4 degrees. But that way if a deer is really close to the blind, we're already angling down a little bit, makes it a little easier to shoot, a little easier to film. We're level side to side, got the four corners staked. It's about 90 degrees today, so I'm just taking a little break before I get the center auger. Got the carpet set up, the chair set up, and this is where my little boy Tate shot daggers late season. This timber over here is that's the peninsula. This is the pinch. The natives along the pinch, we've got these beans, long skinny beans. If you guys remember, he shot them
35 yards right across the beans there, so I've got this blind turned where when we're out of the corner window here, got a nice shot where I'll be able to film through the horizontal window. A lot of deer walk up the edge of the natives and enter the plot this way. And if we ever decide to muzzleload or hunt it, or if somebody comes in and shotgun, we've got the plot all the way around. Beans go. Sorry about the tractor noise. Beans go all the way around. And then this year we put these brassicas right here. So we'll have a green plot, got the rut greens with cold climate surrounded by beans. And we blow a northwest wind back over the willow thicket here. And now it's a spot I've been staring at since we bought this farm back in 17. We've hunted it out of the trailer a few times. I actually still have the trailer blind right here. I'm gonna move it today. But I like it so much I wanted a permanent set right here, and getting a little bit higher is gonna make a difference. I can see the south plot over there. These deer walk through this willow thicket when they're coming out of the peninsula, so getting a little bit higher will help. It'll also help a little bit just hiding our movement when we have the kids in here and whatnot. But it's a sweet setup. I shot Kelsey on this plot. We filmed moss here last year. I mean, I just think we're gonna continue to get our mature bucks late season right here if we don't get them before. So we'll have one blind set up. I still have it over there on the trailer next to the sycamore. That's on the dike. That sets up for a south, blowing back through the park. And then we'll have this one for a north. And I put brassicas in front of that blind as well, just again to try to make it more huntable with a bow. I've historically used these spots for gun hunting, and we'd hunt them coming through the pinch late season. But it's easier to get picked off there, so I've migrated my thoughts to setting up back on the food instead of trying to catch them coming to the food, and then just enticing them with different types of strategies. The last thing will be to put like a rubbing post, but love the setup. I'm gonna get some of these trailer blinds moved around for youth season, and finish trying to get some cameras out here on the farm. Batteries. Costco special. Well, it is Wednesday, September 18th, and I just got done with work, and Dave met me out here at the home farm, and I'm finishing up my last blind shuffle for our youth season. I've got 3 trailer blinds set up here that are still kind of set up from turkey season and last late season. And of course I rotate crops, so the corn doesn't lend itself to standing corn for hunting like the beans do, so I've got beans on the other side of the farm, so we're gonna get these 3 blinds shuffled around. One's gonna go back on the bottom plot where we had success last year, and one's gonna go on the bean field on the west side, and then one in the back of the farm. So this is a 29-acre bean field. But this little spot is kind of a pinch in the field, and it butts up right up close to the big bedding, the bowl we call it, on the back side of the cherry tree. And a lot of times we're hunting around the cherry tree, but this gives you a little more range with the gun for youth season. The beans are tall enough right here. And probably the only one that can hunt is probably Bella. Just because, it covers up their vitals. And you gotta be able to take the shot when there's a little opportunity. But the main buck she wants to shoot out on this farm is a buck we call Marty. And we got 3 years of history with him. He's 6 this year. Brute of a buck, he's a mainframe 10. Little short G4s, but we've had him right here most of the summer. The main reason I'm moving this blind is to maybe get a chance at Marty for Bella. The bottom plot. I didn't think it was gonna do it, but it did it. Right in the back of the head. I just said the other day not to forget my wasp spray, and I did again today, and this blind is covered in wasp. Actually, just got stung by one on the back of the head. I climbed up there, it looks good. It sets up nice where we can shoot the whole plot. So this is the bottom plot. You guys will recognize this. We put the blind right here on the north end. We park just to the north. We can slip up the creek in and out of the plot. It's surrounded by bedding. This is where Bella shot Big Mac. Bryn shot the crab claw tin, and it just sets up super well for a youth season, early season movement, because it's surrounded by bedding. It's a nice, cool area along the creek, good food source. And one of the things I like the most about it for the younger kids is it's a rut greens plot, so I don't have to worry about the vegetation covering the deer's vitals. So for the young ones that we're still trying to teach, they can see the whole body and make an ethical shot. Plot looks great. I didn't talk about this earlier, but we got hammered by EHD right here last year. I found 12 bucks dead. And talking with that was just on my farm. Talking with the neighbors, they all found bucks dead. And last year we probably had 5 bucks that were 5 or older. We ended up losing all but a couple of them. So we found at least 3 of them dead, and then Bella killed Big Mac, and my wife killed Droopy. So we still have Anna's buck. He has not showed back up on camera, but he would be the first buck ever that I have 6 years of history with. So I'm waiting for him to show back up. He's probably more likely to be a late season target if he behaves like he did the last 2 years. And then we've got Marty. Those are gonna be our main 2 targets out here. We do have that Krusty buck, we called him Krusty 1 last year. Bryn almost shot him up at the cherry tree. He's a little basket rack. He's probably 6 this year. And I've got pictures of him in the back. So he's around. It would be a mistake to let him keep walking around. So I think if he comes out with one of the kids, we'll take him as well. Oh yeah, look at that scrape. That's a nice scrape. Dang. So the question is, do I back it in over here? Maybe. So I can see back here. The way this one sets up, got the little green plot. We're now opposite the bottom plot. So all this bedding, bottom plot sets up for a south. This top plot sets up for a north. And what we can do is we sneak up the backside of the edge of the corn, and then we walk through. This is only 20 yards wide, this little finger of corn. Walk through the corn, pop into the blind, and then when we sneak out, we can do the same thing. So it's a nice little spot. Get a picture taken. As I mentioned earlier, we sneak up the backside of that corn. So I just made a little path through there, at a little angle, so a little Z through there. We'll sneak in, get in the blind, and it's such a hidden little food plot. A lot of buck activity back here, lots of open scrapes, so it'll be an area that I potentially hunt early season if I got a shooter that shows up. That about wraps it up for the day. I'm gonna do a little bit of camera work. We'll show you guys any good pictures we get, but youth season's on Saturday, so next time you see us, we'll be hunting. Good luck to you guys.